What's up, guys? Notorious here. Today, I'm be presenting you guys a little bit of domination on Aquarium. Man, I do fantastic in this gameplay. This is actually my gameplay, not Ari's gameplay. So, I do really well. This is probably my best gameplay I've had in a while. So, yeah, you guys enjoy it. And today, I'm be talking about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a little bit of reaction and some snubs that I thought should have been in the Hall of Fame this year. And I'll get into that right now, and in a little bit I'll be getting into Marshawn Lynch and his retirement, and do I think he's a Hall of Famer? And yeah, so let's get this video started. So the Pro Football Hall of Fame class just got introduced in 2000 on Saturday for the 2016 class, and I was pretty impressed. You know, Tony Dungy's in the Hall of Fame. Marvin Harrison, they're both as Colts. They're in the Hall of Fame. Eddie DeBartolo finally gets to be in the Hall of Fame. Kevin Green, Dick Stanleyfield, Kenny Stabler, and Orlando Pace. And if I forget someone, I'm sorry, but I think that's everyone in this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class. And I was a little disappointed. And Brett Favre, I forgot Brett Favre. Yep, that was probably the biggest one, first ballot, and that was not even a question. So yeah, but I was really disappointed that Terrell Owens and Terrell Davis are not in the Hall of Fame. I'm surprised Terrell. Oh man, they're both the same name. But Terrell Owens is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's going to get in next year probably, so no worries about that. But I was disappointed that he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. And Terrell Davis, man, still no Hall of Fame induction. You know, he retired in 2002, so what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so like about almost like a 10-year absence in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you know, being inducted. So I'm a little disappointed in that, and I'll tell you why in a bit. So, but first, Terrell Owens. Sorry, but but anyways, Owens. I don't know why he's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first try, because I mean he pretty much has like every receiving touchdown, receiving yard. Like he's in the top 3 on everything except for catches. He's 6th of all time in catches, but still impressive, man. 1,000 catches, 15,000 receiving yards, and 150 some plus touchdowns. You know, I don't have the stats with me exactly. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't know why he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. But you know, a lot of people make the argument that he was a quote unquote obliterator to teams. You know, Skip had him called him the team obliterator, which is a pretty nice name. You know, it's a little hard, but I mean at the same time, you know, there's been we all kind of know his history with his teams that he's been with, particularly his first 3 teams with the San Francisco 49ers and Jeff Garcia, Steve Mariucci, and whatnot, and Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb, and sort of Andy Reid, and in Dallas with Todd Haley and Bill Parcells, and you know, Jason Witten's situation, you know, whatever with that. But I still think he should have been in the Hall of Fame this year. I think the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, everyone knows that, but at the same time, he's made an impact for those teams, you know, in a good or bad way. But that's probably why the media didn't want to vote him in the Hall of Fame this year. You know, I don't like the media as much. I mean, they are so biased. You know, they should be going with on the field accolades, your Pro Bowl appearances, your All Pro appearances, and your stats, your numbers, and you know, they all scream first ballot Hall of Famer for Terrell Owens, but you know, apparently the media members don't like him. So, well, I don't know if they don't like him, but you know, they do take. I guess they took into consideration, you know, hard feelings with his past 3 teams that he was with in the NFL, and you know, I can't really have any. I don't have anything good to say about it, and I hope, you know, he's going to get in next year, 2017. But you know, it was just a little disappointing that he didn't get in this year, just because his numbers just scream wow. And you know, and I always said before, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is not really nice to receivers, anyways. You know, it's just that position in particular. Out of all like offensive and defensive positions, you have to wait to get into the Hall of Fame. You know, Marvin Harrison had to wait. Everyone else but Steve Largent and Jerry Rice had to wait. Well, Jerry Rice, he was the undisputed best receiver in the NFL and in history, so that's not a surprise. But there's only been 2 that's been inducted first ballot as a wide receiver. So I don't know what the Pro Football Hall of Fame has against receivers, but you know, I thought Terrell Owens was going to be the 3rd one, and I was wrong. And hopefully Randy Moss can get in when he's eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame first ballot. He deserves it too. I mean, he's 2nd and 3rd all time in receiving yards and touchdowns, and I don't know what about his catches, but I mean, he was just balling, and hopefully he gets in soon. But yeah, that's it about Terrell Owens, and I'm gonna be talking about Terrell Davis and what is going on, Pro Football Hall of Fame media members or voters. Like, why can't you vote this man into the Hall of Fame? This guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame big time. I never got a chance to watch him in person. I was really young when he was on that 3-year roll with the Broncos, and they won 2 Super Bowls with it. And I just heard a lot of good things about him, and his stats, his numbers, just his little short career, it deserves to be Hall of Fame considerations, and he should have been in a long time ago, to be honest with you, maybe like a couple of years ago, and yet he doesn't have a gold jacket yet. And I could just go over his accolades. This is off the top of my head. NFL MVP, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, 3-time Pro Bowl, 3-time First Team All-Pro. I mean, what else can I do? Those accolades alone, and just his stats in the postseason, the big games, Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, how is he not in the Hall of Fame? What is going on? And well, they always say he had a short career, but at the same time, Gale Sayers had a short career too, and with the Chicago Bears, and he was inducted, I think, first ballot as well. And I don't know what's up with Terrell Davis. I don't know what they have against him. Injuries can kill careers. It's really bad. And at the same time, those 3 years were like the greatest years I've ever seen from a running back in NFL history. Well, I've heard from those 3 years alone. And a 2,000-yard rushing season. I could keep going on if I wanted to. He just has the stats, out of his short sample size to be considered for Pro Football Hall of Fame induction, and hopefully he gets in next year. I can't do anything about this year, but hopefully next year him and T.O. can get in this year, or next year in 2017. So yeah, that's a little bit about those two, and I'm going to be talking about Marshawn Lynch. He just retired in the NFL. Well, he retired, that's what he said on his Twitter post with this hanging with the cleats, and I'll try to post a link in that in the description. And I reposted a Seahawks post about Marshawn Lynch. I'm a 49er fan, but this guy pissed me off a couple times in a good way. He's a fantastic player, and we're gonna miss him. NFL defenses are gonna be happy that he's gone from the NFL, because he's giving them hard times. He's beast mode, and he runs hard, and he just bounces off tackles. I've watched plays where like it took like the whole defensive team to just take him down, and it's just sad to see him gone. But hey, he cares about his health. I think he's retiring because the Seahawks kind of don't want him anymore, and that's pretty much it. And is he a Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee? Not first ballot, definitely not first ballot. I don't think he's his stats and numbers scream first ballot, but I think he'll get in eventually. I don't know when. He has pretty good stats. I think like 9,000, almost 10,000 rushing yards, 74 touchdowns. His stats are pretty good. 5-time Pro Bowl. If you're talking about impact for a franchise, for the Seattle Seahawks, he made a big impact for the Seattle Seahawks, and I think that would be a good big consideration when he's first eligible. But I don't think he's going to get in first year. I think it might take a couple of years for him to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. If Terrell Davis is not in the Hall of Fame, then Marshawn Lynch is not going to be in it. That's my opinion, my humble opinion. So yeah, I was a little upset that T.O. didn't get in first ballot. I'm still upset Terrell Davis is not in the Hall of Fame, and hopefully Marshawn Lynch gets in eventually. I'm not going to bank first ballot, but maybe a couple years down the road, after 5 years, and hopefully he gets in. He deserves it big time. His stats, his numbers. If he had another 1,000-yard rushing season, I think he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer if he has another 1,000-yard rushing season. And he's a Super Bowl champion, so he's made a big impact in Seattle. He's had a big impact in the Seattle community, and I wish him the best after football. And yeah, so that's everything, you guys. You guys enjoyed this video. You guys enjoyed me ranting about the Pro Football Hall of Fame and Marshawn Lynch retirement. Please like and subscribe, do whatever you want with this video. And I go 24-3, and that is fantastic. And I'll catch you guys up in the next video. Hopefully it's another good video. So peace.